The road was empty. No headlights in the distance, no sounds except the low hum of an engine cutting through the silence. The sky, shrouded in heavy clouds, held no moon, no stars, just darkness stretching endlessly in every direction. A single vehicle approached the tunnel, and then, without warning, it never came out the other side. No screeching tires, no emergency calls, no bodies, no car. The entrance remained open, a black void swallowing everything that entered. Surveillance footage captured the moment of entry. The car's headlights illuminated the tunnel walls for a fraction of a second, and then, nothing. Frame by frame, the recording showed only an empty road, a tunnel with no exit, a disappearance without explanation. Authorities searched every inch of the passageway. Days turned into weeks. The case grew colder with each unanswered question. Families pleaded for answers. Experts examined the footage, desperate to uncover a missing fragment of time. But every attempt to explain it led to the same impossible conclusion. There was no exit. There was no trace. There was no way out. And then, it happened again. This isn't an urban legend. It's not a ghost story passed around to scare travelers. This is real. A case that has left investigators, scientists, and skeptics with only one conclusion. Something happened inside that tunnel that defies logic. And it's not the first time. The tunnel, known locally as Black Hollow Pass, has stood for decades. At first glance, it's nothing more than a stretch of road carved through solid rock. But its history tells a different story. Disappearances, malfunctions, sightings of things that shouldn't exist. And now another case, caught on camera, documented, undeniable. How does a car enter a tunnel and never come out? How do people simply vanish, leaving behind only echoes of their last moments? Tonight, we examine the evidence, the footage, the reports, the accounts from those who came close, so close that they nearly disappeared themselves. Because whatever happens in that tunnel, it's still happening. To understand what happened that night, we have to go back. Not just to the moment of the disappearance, but to the history of Black Hollow Pass itself. Because this tunnel has never been ordinary. This isn't the first case. Vehicles, hikers, even entire search parties, gone without explanation. The earliest recorded disappearance dates back nearly half a century. A trucker making a midnight delivery. He radioed in just before entering the tunnel. He never arrived. The signal cut off mid-sentence. No wreckage was ever found. We searched for weeks. No skid marks, no signs of impact. It was like he was erased. And yet, people kept using the road. Some claimed the tunnel was safe, that those who vanished must have taken a different route, met a different fate. But the stories never stopped. Strange lights inside, radio interference, shadows that moved when no one was there. And then, one night, an entire family disappeared without a trace. The search that followed lasted months. There was no car, no evidence they had ever entered. Only one thing remained, a blurry, undated photograph, taken just inside the tunnel, a single set of headlights, with no car attached to them. And yet people still drive through. On the night of April 17th, at exactly 11:42 p.m., a silver sedan approached Black Hollow Pass. Inside were 4 passengers, 2 men, 2 women, returning from a late-night trip. Dashcam footage confirms their final moments before entering the tunnel. The driver, 27-year-old Michael Lanson, had just sent a voice message to a friend. His exact words, "We should be home in 20 minutes, almost through the tunnel." But they never made it home. They were seen, heard, tracked by GPS. Everything was normal until they entered the tunnel. Emergency services were alerted when the group failed to arrive at their destination. Calls went straight to voicemail. Messages remained unread. Their families, desperate for answers, retraced their route. But inside the tunnel there was nothing. No tire marks, no broken glass, just a silent, empty road stretching into the darkness. "This is Officer Reynolds at Black Hollow Pass. We're inside the tunnel now, doing a full sweep. No sign of the vehicle. No sign of anything, really. Hold on." The search continued for days. Helicopters, ground teams, even forensic experts combed the entire length of the tunnel. No car, no bodies, no debris. Only the last recorded words from Michael Lanson, sent just before vanishing, almost through the tunnel. But they never made it to the other side. The case should have gone cold. Another unexplained disappearance. Another mystery buried under theories and dead ends. But then, something changed. At exactly 3:17 a.m., a highway patrol camera registered movement inside the tunnel. For the first time since the disappearance, something, or someone, had returned. It wasn't Michael Lanson. It wasn't any of the missing passengers. It wasn't anyone that should have been there at all. The figure stood at the edge of the tunnel, barely visible in the darkness. No features, no identifiable clothing, just a shadow, staring, before taking a single step forward. When authorities arrived minutes later, the road was empty. No footprints, no signs of movement, nothing. But that wasn't the most disturbing part. Before the footage cut out, the camera captured something else. A sound, a voice, distorted beyond recognition. Analysts attempted to enhance the audio, filtering out the interference. What they found was chilling. But after multiple reconstructions, 2 words became clear. Turn around. No one knows who or what was standing there that night. But this wasn't over. The investigation into the Black Hollow Pass tunnel continued for months. Search teams expanded their perimeter. Data analysts reviewed every second of available footage. The families of the missing passengers held on to hope, but in the end, there were no answers. Authorities classified the case as unexplained. No mechanical failures, no geological anomalies, no human error, just an absence, as if the car and the people inside had been erased from existence. Some believe the answer lies within the tunnel itself, that its structure, its location, its history holds a secret that has yet to be uncovered. Others point to older stories, whispers of travelers who once spoke of time slipping away inside, of emerging miles from where they entered, with no memory of the distance between. But there's one final detail, one piece of evidence that refuses to be ignored. For years, this image was dismissed, a trick of the light, a camera malfunction, but after extensive analysis, digital forensics revealed something unsettling. Standing just inside the tunnel is a figure, too tall, too thin, no facial features, no defined edges, just watching. No one knows who or what was there that night, and to this day, no one who has entered that tunnel under those same conditions has ever made it to the other side. Would you drive through? The tunnel still stands. The road is still open, and every so often, another vehicle enters, never to be seen again. What do you think happened to Michael Lanson and his passengers? Was it something natural, something we don't yet understand, or something we were never meant to? Let us know your theories in the comments. If you found this story unsettling, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more real-life mysteries, and turn on notifications, because some stories refuse to stay buried. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.